Hey everyone, I'm Aaron, welcome to Lowe's Joinery Me. Today's video is a review video and I'm going to be reviewing the Erbauer track saw. It's coming up. Okay then, so I've had this track saw now for about 2 years. I'm not going to cut corners with this. I'm just going to go straight in with the review. No BS. That's the saw is absolutely amazing so far for what I've done. It hasn't let me down in any way, shape or form. It's a fraction of the cost of the big boys that are out there. It's got a few features that I dislike, a few features that I do like, but on a whole it is a very good saw. So yeah, I'm going to go over the features with you, have a quick look at the saw, give you the sort of particulars of it, and then yeah, we'll round this up with a quick review at the end, see what I think. You've probably guessed anyway, but see what I think. Okay then, so you go out and buy it. What do you get? Obviously it comes in a box. In that box you get a spare pair of brushes for the motor, set of clamps for clamping it down to the track. You get two 700mm tracks which you can clamp together, which gives you a 1.4 meter track. You get a silly little straight edge guide which I've never used ever. So yeah, that's sort of disregarded. And you get a little carry bag with it. I'll link in the description, obviously, to where you can get this from. It's only exclusive at Screwfix in the United Kingdom. Not sure if you can get these abroad. I haven't looked into it, but yeah, I'll link in the description where you can get these if anyone is interested after the video. There is a few other cheaper versions on. This has got a little advantage on top of those regarding the depth of cut. I believe the depth of cut on this is a little bit bigger or deeper than the other models that are out there in that sort of price range. Okay then, so I can hear you saying now, Aaron, the tracks are no good, mate. They're not big enough. Don't panic. Even if you went out and bought one of the higher grade, the Festools, Makitas, DeWalt's with the bigger tracks, it would still cost you a lot more than this one and an additional track. So you can buy additional tracks, not from Erbauer, but this saw is compatible with the Makita range of track saws. And I think I'm going to double check this, and if it is, I'll put a link in the description to where you can buy the other one, but I'm pretty sure it's compatible with the Festool track as well. So you've got an array of options there. You can buy tracks as long as you want, or if you're like me, I've stuck with the 1.4 because I rip 8x4 sheets down, but I rip them the 4 foot way as opposed to the 8 foot length as well. So regarding the saw itself, the nitty gritty, you know, the base of the saw, what we're looking at power wise, we've got a 1400 watt motor, 67mm max cutting capacity depth, which is a little bit bigger than the other sort of brands that are out there. It's a single bevel, like all of them, I believe. 45. I don't know if it goes over 45. Yeah, they've got the three degree over that as well. There's a few little settings on here as well, which I'm going to go over with you in a second. It's got variable speed. It's quite a nice little plunge action on it. I like that sort of, you push down, you don't push forward with it, if that makes sense. Okay, so looking on the side of the saw where all the action sort of happens, you've got your adjustable depth. And you go from 0 and it goes right down to 70. When you do pop it on 70, it doesn't cut 70mm because you've got the thickness of the track that you're running on. But it's a max cut of about 67mm, which is quite impressive really. You've got on here, you've got a little 3 tab selection thing, very technical thing. This basically, what this does is this dictates the depth of cut without sort of moving all of this. So if I was to leave this at 40mm depth, I could go on. Now a lot of the other, I don't think a lot of the other saws have this sort of feature, but it's quite handy. You push that right down to there, and what that does is it only brings the blade down a tiny little bit, and what that does is it gives you a kerf cut on the material. So if you're cutting anything sort of veneered MDF, veneered ply, anything with a surface that you don't want any breakout at all, it's always advisable to go along with a kerf cut, and that just reduces any sort of chipping. And then basically you go back to the top. So you've done your kerf cut, you go back to the top. That brings the blade down a little bit further. And then you obviously push it in the middle, and that gives you full depth. So that's your full 40mm depth. So you've got basically, you've got 3 settings there. It's like a top, middle and bottom, and that just sort of gives you, if you are cutting thicker material, when you have that down to sort of 50-60mm or whatever, you can do your kerf cut, then you can do a little bit more, and then you can do the rest of it. Saves you moving all of this every single time, and you haven't got to guess and hold it because you've got that stop right on there. Okay then folks, so on a whole, brilliant saw. There is a couple of niggles I don't like with it. Firstly, it's got a really slow start to it, and it's bloody annoying, honestly. It feels like it takes forever for that motor to get up to full RPM, and obviously you can rip through it, but yeah, that's really probably me personally, but yeah, it's just really annoying for me. Secondly, obviously the dust collection, it's not very good. I have put tape over the sort of where you the excess hole where you can undo the nut for the blade. I've put tape over that and sort of taped around the edges, but yeah, the dust extraction is not the best with the saw. Obviously I've used it there with the bag on just to show you straight out of the shop what you'd be getting and how it would be used, and whether you've got your own vac, etc. But maybe better, I don't know. But yeah, regarding that, the slow start is really annoying for me. The dust extraction's not the best. But on a whole, the saw's absolutely amazing. So, $64 million question. Would I buy it again? Absolutely yes. Brilliant for what I paid for it. I think I paid about 186 or something like that. For the price, the saw is absolutely the dog's doodahs, honestly. I've thrown 3.5-inch solid oak at this. Don't advise you to cut that, by the way. I've thrown scaffold boards. It's jointed. It's literally jointed the edge of scaffold boards. I used it on the dining table build. I'll link in the description or the cards to that. I used it to joint those, and I got perfect tight joints. It rips MDF for me every day. 18mm, one cut straight through. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, obviously the only downside is the short track you get, but like I said, you can get around that with buying Makita or Festool tracks for that, so that's not really an issue. The dust collections, I think one of those things which you've just got to live with. You're not paying the premium price, so you're not going to get premium quality across the whole board of the saw. So yeah, obviously I think we'll round it up on a whole. Brilliant saw. I do recommend getting one. if you haven't got a plunge saw, once you go track, you don't go back, as they say. So yeah, go out and get one, folks. You won't regret it, I promise you. If you cut sheet goods, if you cut wood, you'll use it. I thought I'll get one, see how it goes, and it's my go-to saw. Honestly, it really is a brilliant piece of kit. So folks, I hope you found this useful. I hope you liked it. I'm not the best at doing these sort of reviews. When I went to buy this saw, there wasn't many reviews on there, and it didn't really talk to you. It was just people cutting. So I took the plunge, excuse the pun, bought it, and yeah, not regretted it. So yeah, totally recommend it, folks. Hope you liked the review. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. If you're new to the channel, my name's Aaron. It's a woodwork based channel. I do reviews, I do tips, tricks, and there's build videos. There's like over there's over 100 videos, I think, now. So yeah, check the backlog, folks. It'd mean a lot to me. Hit that subscribe button, and if you do, don't forget to ring the bell so it'll notify you whenever I put something new on the channel. Yeah, thanks for the love, folks. Have a good day, evening, whenever you're watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. See you later, folks.